world where darkness and light collide, two flames burn eternal. From the sacred halls of Freemasonry to the roaring highways of the widow's sons comes a brotherhood forged in truth, honor, and fire. This is no ordinary podcast. This is the voice of the craft, reminding you that the sun never sets on the widow's sons. From the heartland of America, welcome to the Two Burning Tapers podcasts with your hosts, Skittles and Gilligan.
Yeah, we can start whenever
Brother
you want.
Brother Skittles.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I never know who we're going to have on this podcast when we first start up here. And I logged in tonight. I get to see Brother Larry Case, second-time caller, long-time listener. Getting ready to drop some wisdom for the Indiana rally that's coming up super soon. Do you have any intro or anything you want to spit out or anything this evening? Whatever day it is. I don't know what day it is. I'm telling you, brother, from the two rallies back to back, I don't know if I'm coming, if I'm going. I don't know, brother. Don't know.
He always has like the Price is Right introduction. He always does.
Yeah. Well, man. Yeah. Well, I'd hate to not do something like that. Welcome to Two Burning Tapers podcast. We're here tonight with our favorite brother. Actually, I got to say, one of my good friends all the way from the state of Indiana. Yes, that's right. You know, Indiana, Two Burning Tapers. We love going to the Indiana rally. We put our hammocks up and have a great time. This is the rally that's full of fellowship. And I tell you what, you have got to see their branding. You've got to see their degree team. These are the guys that if you're looking to grow a rally, if you're looking to start a rally, this is the rally that you need to mimic, that you need to watch. Because over the years, me and Gilligan have watched this rally grow into one of our favorite rallies. I have the pleasure of introducing tonight on the Two Burning Tapers podcast, we have Brother Larry Case, all the way from Indiana. Welcome, brothers.
Woo!
Thank you very much.
That was a mouthful, brother. Can you say that again?
Gilligan. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
I was just saying mouthfuls.
Yes. That was a mouthful. Brother Case, what's up, my brother? How's life your way? What's changed? What's new? How we doing, brother? How we doing?
I think you guys have done a great job. You're spreading the word of Freemasonry and the widow's sons. Our last PC meeting, one of our big topics was education, because we don't need every Blue Lodge member to put on a vest, because we share the road with other people that wear patches, and you have to act accordingly. And we've been stressing on that for the last little over a year. We came a long way. We really have. When we rode down to Kentucky and took part in Ashley's ride and stayed down there for a couple of days, a different insight when you go to a different state. Now, with everything that's been going on for the last couple of years, I haven't went to other rallies. That is going to change, because I'm most likely not going to be the state president next year, which kind of frees up a little bit of time.
Yes, sir. Yes, it does.
And Ohio and Kentucky rallies are a hop, skip, and a jump from where I live.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the very best that we can do for the brothers that come in. I've had brothers contact me from different states, and what's for supper? Yep, we're having pork chops. One asked me, he even asked me, he said, but you can't have a Masonic get-together without green beans.
Yeah, that's what the G stands for, right?
Exactly. That's exactly it. And I said, well, just pretend it's baked beans, because that's what we're having.
Yes.
There'll be a wild array of stuff like that. I talked to a couple brothers this evening. They're rounding up just different stuff that some people might be interested in. And I'm sure that you guys have been to many rallies, and there's things that you see that's like, okay, I've never seen that before, but it kind of took off. So let's try that again.
Mm-hmm.
And, in Indiana, we've tried things like we had a band for 2 years. The first band, they've done a great job. The second band done a great job. But people was more apt to sit around their campfire and do what my two favorite Burning Tapers brothers do, and they like to go raccooning.
Raccooning, buddy. We did a bunch of raccooning in Ohio this weekend. We did a
Oh, I
bunch of
bet.
raccooning.
And that's why you guys are so thin. You're walking around, you're talking to everybody, you're spreading the light that we all took an oath to lean towards, and we really enjoy that. We really do. And you grab your boom box and you run around playing music. You got a crowd wherever you go, but it's always a positive environment,
Mm-hmm.
and we like that. We welcome it.
Yep.
We're not the. Go ahead.
I was going to say that's the part of raccooning is being able to go out and meet your brothers. And even though we're all spread out across the campground, that's that moment where you grab a group of guys and you just start walking around, or a group of guys and ladies, and you just start walking around. You got somebody that's got the backpack full of libations, and you just walk around and enjoy the company of your brothers instead of just sitting in one spot and going, well, this is my spot. I'm going to sit here and wait for somebody else to come by and say hi. Nah, grab your pack of raccoons, go out, start raccooning, start talking. And if you find a group of people, I guarantee if you ain't got any libations, they got some libations or food sitting there waiting on you. That's
Exactly.
the thing I love. That's the thing I love about the rally.
And it's going to be relatively warm. I'm looking at the long distance forecast. But it's always important when you're walking around outside, you got to stay hydrated.
Yep. Got to stay hydrated.
Got to get some water.
I was going to say, you guys do have a Walmart and Dollar General stores and all that shit close enough. So you could always go to the pool section and buy you a little 10-foot, 2-foot tall blow up pool for like $30 and make yourself hydrated all weekend.
Oh, yeah. Last year, the groundskeeper, he said, does your wife want a pool? And he drug one out of the industrial barn, and she filled up with water, and there she sat.
Yeah.
He said, I'm content right here for a couple hours.
I would say
the
that's
most underrated
that's a staple in the two burning tapers.
Is a pool. Yes.
Yes, I was going to say me and Skittles. That is a necessary item that goes in the bike or the camper or the truck for when we go to rally. That's a necessary. It has to go.
And here's the thing that I admire about you guys and the brothers that come with you. I've never seen you guys sleep in a camper. You guys tent camp. You rough it. I'm an old guy. If it's got air conditioning and plumbing, sign me up. If I gotta crawl my hind end out of an arthritic canopy, hammock, for lack of a better word, and make it to the shower house, things can happen. So I just soon have it right there close by.
You're right.
But you guys have always been in your own area. You don't bother nobody. But when it comes dark time, here you come.
we're like the cockroaches. We just come out of the woodwork, son. We just come out of the woodwork. We just love we just love being able to hang out with our brothers, and that's one really cool thing that happens at Indiana Rally. There are very nice big pockets of everybody just hanging out. And over the last couple of years, 2 to 3 years, I've noticed those pockets just start cruising around now that me and Skittles has come to your rally quite, 6 years, 7 years now?
Yeah.
We've noticed those pockets have grown because you guys have taken that on that as a state, your whole chapters of taking that on. It's like, no, we're raccooning. We're out.
Yeah.
And it started off, in that state, it was just me and Skittles in our chapter. And then like last year, I think we had 15, 20, 25 of us walking around and chit-chatting. And then we ended up running out of time because it was like 2:00 in the morning and we're still running around. Everybody's like, what are y'all doing? We're raccooning, buddy. We're raccooning.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There may be snacks. You never know.
Yep. Everybody likes to offer you libations for sure.
Yes. The we have you have your Swords of Bunker Hill degrees, separate degrees, and while sitting around a table with 4 Indiana widows' sons down in Bardstown, and memory of Ashley Pruitt, I got much respect for them. And we just got to talking and said, we need something for our fallen brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to share.
Mm.
But we have a very interesting, it's being written right now. And it is something that's fallen brothers, not just Indiana, because we've lost brothers everywhere. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
God willing, I mean, Wild Bill, the last I heard was holding on by a thread.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
that's going to be that's going to be a tough one. And but we're looking forward to a very delightful rally,
Mm-hmm.
a very busy rally.
Mm-hmm.
But if it wasn't hard work and if it wasn't busy, it may not be worth it.
Right. Y'all
Mm.
got tattoo artists again this year? Same lady as always?
We have a second tattoo artist also coming because of the overflow from last year. Because
Okay.
Nice.
it's not taking away from her, but she could not keep up.
Keep up.
Not be, and it's not because she's insufficient or not good enough,
Yeah.
There's
but when
just
you
that
have that
many
influx
people.
of people, yeah,
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
and
just that.
High
everybody
demand.
gets hand cramps, yeah, and she's she's already put signs up at her tattoo shop here in town that she's going to be out of town,
Nice.
and she absolutely loves going up there, and it's it's pretty amazing. I mean, it really is. The people that don't belong to the widow's sons, but they support us. That's what we need
Mm-hmm.
as a whole, because we're not the we're not the typical. I'm going to use that word loosely. Organization. We're a bunch of Masons. We're
Mhm.
master Masons, and I believe in faith, hope, and charity. I really do. I mean, when I
Mm-hmm.
was a kid and growing up, and things wasn't so good, for lack of a better word, we learned to give to those, even though you don't got a lot, because if you give a little, that means they got a little more.
Yep.
You aren't wrong there,
And
brother. You aren't wrong.
yeah, and that's where we are. We're a humble bunch of folks from the Hoosier State, and we like to do things the right way. And we welcome everyone from out of state.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, as both of you as president, we went over to another building and spoke to all candidates about
Mm-hmm.
what their expectations was and things like that. And it's going to happen again this year. I find it when I was vice president to speak to every candidate in line to see where they're at. What are they
Mm-hmm.
doing? Why are you there? Um,
Do you understand what the requirements are? Do you understand the weight that comes with it?
yeah, and Gilligan, last year you spoke up in the side barn, and the things that you were saying is like, I wish I could be that guy because you're younger than me
Mm-hmm.
and you're very knowledgeable. Both of you are very knowledgeable, but your words were spot on. You know, where do you want to go from here? What is your process?
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't know right off the bat, and I get that because there's a whole lot coming at them, and especially afterwards.
Yep.
But we're going to teach the education the proper way
Mm-hmm.
and let people know who we are and what we stand for.
Yep. And when's your rally again? What's the dates on that?
I will be in on Wednesday the 12th. I usually am set up by noon on Wednesday, and people start trickling in Wednesday, Thursday, pretty heavy on Friday. Saturday morning's pretty heavy.
Branding's on Saturday, correct?
Correct, at dark.
At dark, aka
Very
And
good.
dark 30.
dark 30, that's fact.
Yep. You got
Or
any
as my southern granny used to call it, hard dark.
hard dark? You got any
Very good.
what's your entertainment looking like?
What's that?
I said, what's your entertainment looking like for the weekend?
The Friday night, and this is something else is that we just kind of shut off the cuff.
Mm-hmm.
I visit the American Legion down here where I'm the member at, and we have people there that they do karaoke, they do a good job, and they said, "What would it cost us to do karaoke?" And they said, "Now hear me out. There's people that's going to sing that they're going to do a good job. People's going to donate money to charity for that.
Mhm.
And there's other people that maybe not so good, but they're going to donate charity for them to stop. And they laughed, and I said, but either or, we're raising money for charity, and we
Mhm.
have to have fun while we're doing it.
That's factual.
And they said, well, we're all in, we're coming.
Okay. Okay.
And for our auction, they're going to let us use. They have an incredible sound system. They're going to let us use their audio equipment for their auction. And it was funny because they wasn't sure what to expect. I said, well, it's just like me. I'm from Indiana. We have people come from Ohio. I mean, last year we had a brother from, Philo. He came all the way from Wyoming, and he flopped a squat right in front of my camper when he got there, and I didn't know who he was. And he sat down and had a chair, and he said he just rode in, and it was pretty late. I mean,
Yeah.
he puts in a lot of work.
Yep.
We also do
Yep.
a chapter of the year that we announced during the rally
Okay.
of chapters that
Cool.
have been very strong, very hardworking. Because in the words of Rooster McCormick, if you're
Mm.
going to put it on your back, it better be in your chest. And I never forgot that.
Yep.
Mm.
That's factual.
And yeah, and we've got several people that they've went through their time as far as months wise, but they haven't put it into work. Well, where where are you in this? What is your thoughts on this?
Mhm.
Because it's an all or none, and it's not like a must do. It's the same thing in Blue Lodge. Your family, your job, your your
Vocations.
church,
Mhm.
yes, your vocations. They come first, but when you step up to the plate to do, for instance, like what you guys do, and anybody in President's Council leadership, it's told to them when they run for that that is a job. We meet 4 times a year, and we would really like you to be there because they're scheduled way out.
Mhm.
And so it brings us together as a tighter community. And I think that's the best. And we preached it over and over again. We do wear a 3-piece patch, and there is people in our area that don't like that, but they accept us because they know we're charity writers. That's what we do.
Mhm.
And I'm proud. I'm very proud of that because I came from nothing as a child. It ain't like I'm sitting on $1 million right now, but I'm
Right.
better off than what I was.
Right. That's fair enough. Y'all doing bike games again this year? You know what kind of bike games you're gonna be doing? Same as last year? Different
Well,
ones?
there's going to be some different ones from my understanding. I talked to Brother T-Bone, Tony Lance, and they're making some trophies right now. I mean, they're finishing them up. I talked to him last night. We have a incredible ladies' night set up, in which, as I've said before, the ladies support us around the clock all the time. Give them their night.
Yep.
And that's what we want to do and have good fellowship. The 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 96-year-old man that mentored me, that I'm very humbled to say that I was the last person he mentored, was do your work, keep your work, and spread your work. And do any of us stumble? Yeah, we stumble. That's part of what's making us better. It's it you know, sometimes you got to take a step back and see what's going on and get
Mhm.
a big group picture. Now, I will say, and I'm proud to say this, in Indiana leadership, I am not one that says this is going to happen. We'll have a called president's council meeting, and we'll get a vote from everyone that's a member of the voting member of the chapter, and we go on that. Does it always go my way? No, but
No.
if it did, it's more of a dictatorship, and I'm not big on dictatorships.
Right.
Everybody's got to work together.
Right, because it's the vote of the craft, not the vote of the president, correct?
That is exactly correct.
Follow your blue lodge.
Right.
How
Yeah.
Can I hop in real quick, Gilligan?
No, damn it.
If you don't
Yes.
mind? Yeah, come on, man. Let me have some fun here. Gilligan, I know we're interviewing Brother Larry Case, but I gotta hear from you, brother. What are you most excited about the Indiana State Rally this year?
I will tell you, I'm excited because I get to show up, hang my hammock in the goat barn as we have for the last 6 years, and I get to run around and meet some brand new brothers, and then on Saturday, I get to give them the expectation of what it means to be a widow son. That is
Yeah.
what I look forward to at branding is that Saturday evening to be able to have that conversation with them one-on-one and, kinda let them know what it means and where it comes from and why it means so much to me. I'm
Yeah,
looking forward
brother,
to
I
that.
love it. Yeah, whenever you last year when you were kind of talking to the brothers and Larry, you did the same thing. I love hearing from you as well. Both of you talking to the brothers before they got the branding was this really symbolic and beautiful moment of what this is going to be about. And that's something that I love about the Widow Son's degree work is there's a moment within that degree work that there's this pause where it kind of goes, hey, this isn't just for the brothers getting branded tonight. We're all going to remember this. Like we're all going to recite this or do this. You know, and it's an emotional moment and it's incredible how the more times you go through it, it somehow means more
Mhm,
to you or I'm saying
mhm.
that personally for myself anyways. I've
Right,
never gone through that and like it's never gotten lighter before. And
right.
Larry, I appreciate you. Something about your leadership in the Indiana and Indiana rally. You've really created larger moment for that. What I'm going to refer to as Gilligan, you like this, the room of reflection. Indiana has a good room of
Yes,
reflection for their
yes,
branding, and I appreciate that.
yes, yes. I do agree with you on that. That's that room of reflection or that moment to give you that time to think about what's about to happen. And make sure
Yeah.
Mhm.
that make sure that's good for you because when we come into lodge, we are bound, correct? So at that moment, you're in that same you're in that same bindings, and you got to realize, does that cable toe stay, or do I release that cable toe and move forwards?
Mm, yeah,
And
yeah, and
I'm very
yeah, go ahead,
blessed in
Larry.
my lodge that I'm very blessed in my lodge as my worshipful master. When I pluraled lodges and I was asked to wear my vest in my chair for Blue Lodge because they
Mm,
know what we do. Now we had a charity ride a week ago Saturday, and it was the same day as their biannual pork chop dinner,
Pork
and
chop.
yeah, it's not going to be as big as the ones you guys had in Ohio. I don't know how big the hogs are over there. I
Phew.
really don't know, but I seen the video,
yeah, yeah, they're fed
and
different.
we do have some. Yeah, we do have some healthy individuals in Indiana, and but they're very welcoming of the widow's sons, and I've been asked to wear my vest at every meeting.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
Means
interesting.
means that
Gilligan, do you wear your vest at Blue Lodge?
I can, with no
Hmm.
problems. I have, but I don't.
Hmm.
Just because we're a smaller lodge, and 9 times out of 10 when I'm going into lodge, I'm the only one standing there with my vest on in my lodge, so I just don't wear it in lodge just for that reason, but I'm welcome to wear
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, yeah, that's a really interesting one. So me personally, I wear it only when I ride to lodge. So I will, even if I'm
Mhm,
suit and tie and doing degree work, or even if the grand district deputy is showing up. If I rode that night, I'm wearing it. But it
mhm.
is kind of nice, and you can watch some comments on here and think people think one thing, but when you go to your lodge and people want you to wear your what I've heard our patch is referred to as a widow son's regalia. That's no different than
Yes.
our fez.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct, correct. Brother Skittles, let me ask you a
Yeah.
question. Are you
Yes, sir.
what are you looking forward to to go into Indiana this year?
Okay, so what I love about Indiana Rally is literally the Brothers of Indiana. I love meandering out because I have met some of my best friends and funnest people at Indiana Rally. If you want to meet somebody and within 5 minutes become best friends with somebody, you will find them at Indiana Rally. I love how the Indiana brothers treat everybody. I feel like family there.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love getting outside of my campsite, walking around. At nighttime, we call it raccooning. And I love seeing and visiting all the different brothers and sisters. I have to give a shout out to Indiana. I love their bike games. I strongly believe that they led the Widow Sons in bike games. From day one, when me and Gilligan were going to Indiana Rally 6-7 years ago, Indiana was the very first state to really have like the strongest bike games, in my opinion. And I feel like other states have caught up and are getting there now. And I love hearing that there's going to be some new bike games at Indiana this year. So I think they're continuing that tradition, and Indiana has the strongest bike games.
Yes, I would agree with you on that.
Now, and I will say, and you guys are going to laugh,
Yeah.
the midget wrestling in Ohio, I thought was cool, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you both know what phobias are. And I'm just going to go ahead and say it so everybody on the podcast is going to hear it. I'm terrified of midgets. I just am.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
You said that
I'm
on
not,
the last
I'm not better than
podcast,
them.
now that I remember it. Yeah.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Terrified.
Is it because their legs are
if
short?
I remember right, people were
It's not
putting like
because their
gnomes
legs are
out.
short. Yes.
Yeah.
And in order to take a gnome, there's guidelines to go by with my good brother and state guardian, Matt Sampson. They have introduced that and it's working well. They had a Nerf gun fight at their little hang around spot, and the video of it was fantastic. They had Nerf guns lined up everywhere, and then, excuse me, another chapter came in, and he had a Gatling gun of Nerf guns, and they took
Nice.
over. They took over the gnome,
Nice.
and that was great. It's because a lot of people, and I personally think that this gives off a negative vibe for people that don't know. Go to other chapters, hang out with other chapters, fellowship with other chapters, because I'm not sure about where you guys are, but you do have chapters that are kind of struggling, and some chapters are doing very well. And it's not like because of everybody's got deep pockets, but everybody has lives. So if we intermix them together and everyone has a good time, it's a positive outlook.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No,
yeah,
we're in,
100%.
It means everybody's on the same page.
I agree.
100%.
Yeah, and it's good to talk to those other chapters because that's why we do this podcast, is because we all need to talk and communicate. One chapter, one state might be doing something good or great, and it's like, well, let's share that information. Let's hear that. Let's pass that on. Maybe we can use this, utilize that. It probably took a while for things to get out that Indiana had the best bike games out of everybody. And I watched other states slowly follow suit and start to add more of their bike games, or, any number of things. The way you guys do your degree work, your, after this podcast airs, people start thinking about the, what is it called, Gilligan? The room of reflection, that should be part of the degree work. That's something great or beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are all good things.
I was going to jump on your bandwagon there for a second, but I lost my whole train of thought while you continued your bandwagon there.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well,
it had to do with
while
what
you
you were
think
just
about
talking
that,
about, brother.
Larry
Go ahead.
Case, there's some guys getting branded at your rally this year. They're prepared. They're showing up. They want to get branded. What should they expect, these new brothers who might get branded? What should they expect showing up to Indiana Rally? Like, are you guys doing like the white T-shirts, or what would you tell them?
I would tell them to be very familiar with their Blue Lodge learnings, because all of our bases is a learning experience plus 10,
Mm-hmm.
because they're asked, and it's not it's an educational piece to learn what you're doing, because we all wear a three-piece patch, and we're out in the motorcycle community. And if one person has that patch on that is not doing what they really should be doing, then you have all these brothers to help them, hence the attentive ear and instructive tongue, to help them do what's right. Now, like I said before, does any brother stumble? Yes, they do, but they can call me, they can call Clint, the vice president, they can call any of our 7 guardians, and they will point them in the right direction, because one person cannot run a state. It's not.
Mhm.
It looks like that on paper. It looks like that on my patch, but it takes
A
everyone.
village.
Exactly. It takes a village to do it. And and I've been asked before. I've called out to brethren that I have deep respect for. Some have been in past leadership. What's your thoughts on this? Never once have I been told you are wrong. What I've been told was, have you ever thought about it from this standpoint?
Mm-hmm.
Because words can be construed and they may not come off as well. And it's one of those things that it's not what you said, it's how you said it.
Yes. And then, you know
And
what?
so,
I was going to say, that's just one thing I love about the Freemasonry Lodge is we all can have some different opinions. We all can be strong-minded about those opinions, but we all can be mindful enough about each other's opinions and find a common ground to find a solution or an outcome
yes,
by the way that we kind of teach ourselves, or the way that we should be conducting ourselves. But I do remember what I was going to talk about earlier was kind of had something to do along with your brandings. I appreciate you allowing me and Skittles to come in and participate in your branding, being we're not from your state. I do I do have to say I've been through some branding since 2013 where I've been in a state and the state's like, nope, don't want no help. We don't want it. We this or that, and then just kind of shrug it off and not be a little more, how am I trying to say this? Be a little more moving forwards with
yes,
some of their branding degree and kind of making the tradition still the same, but adding a little bit to their tradition. I've seen some states that are just like, nope, 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 we're not doing that. Every state has something a little bit different that they do. So if you try it and you don't like it, then you have the opportunity to say, well, we've tried it and we don't like it. You can't just go, you know what? That's not for me. I'm not even going to try it, because you may be losing out on that candidate's experience. That experience is something new that changes their entire way that they think. Because when we're coming through that degree work, there is a reason why we do some of the things that we do, is to be able to mentally get you to a point and also physically get you to a point to where you understand, hey, carries a lot of weight, a very
yeah.
lot of weight. So don't be closed-minded. As Freemasons, we were taught not to be closed-minded. So when you make a statement or say, we're not going to do it this way because we do it this way and we've been doing it this way for a million years. I mean, caveman's been lighting fire for a million years, but we light it a little bit different now. We could use butane torches and shit like that. We're not just rubbing 2 sticks together. So
Exactly.
advanced. We advanced. So take some of those things and mold it into yours and make it better. Sorry,
And that's where,
I had a little rant in my head, buddy.
and that's great.
There you go.
And to top on that, to add to it, you guys have been to several different states and you've seen several different brandings, the pre-branding, the post-branding,
Mm-hmm.
and you share that knowledge when you come, in your own specific way, which is very much welcome in the state of Indiana, because is the state of Indiana the best widow sons? No, we're not. But we all want to learn off of our neighbors. When I say neighbors, other states and things like that, and how they do things. Now, I do want it to be known that I would love to see both of you assisting at third base, because you're both highly knowledgeable and you do things the right way. And of course, you know, Skittles is down here grinning like a cat that just ate the canary. He's all about it. And, Gilligan's sitting back there going, yeah, I kind of planned on that anyway. But yeah, we need that education, because we have older or more tenured brothers that have been in for quite a while, to give them their teachings. And then you have the final test. And we have great brothers that do our final test, but I have witnessed it with my own eyes that the teaching that you know, that you and Skittles give is not about belittling anyone, because we're all about building each other up. This is why, and this is how, and this is who we are. And at the end of the day, we're mortal men. Last year, it was brought to my attention when we was in the side building, and I made the statement of, I don't care who you call God, as long as you believe in a higher deity. And I was asked about that later. Well, they have to believe in this, they have to believe in this. When I went into Blue Lodge, I was told I had to believe in something bigger than myself. And whatever that may be, and I've never asked someone, because it's none of my concern. I've got my beliefs. I'm sure each of you have your beliefs.
Yep.
It's not for me to judge it.
Correct.
And, the last guy that went through line last year, God love his heart, old possum, good feller, young Marine. And he said, I want to know everything there is to know about it. So this is just the beginning. And he has done very well. He is with the Vagabonds chapter. They are a very tight group chapter in the state, but they hold every member accountable. Okay, we have a called meeting. Where were you? You didn't call. You didn't say you had to work. We didn't hear anything. They do that because it's not to belittle someone. They want to make them better.
Yep,
exactly.
Checking your brother.
Yeah. Are you okay? What's going on? And we strive to do that because it helps. They may not see it right then. I mean, the night that I got branded, Big Lou, which is no longer with the Widow's Sons, he came down from Illinois. I think he lives in Indiana. And I've got a very, very, well, just imagine just some, 10 people attacking one bowl at the smorgasbord. I got a pretty good branding. I really did. But the learning part of it, what are you getting from this? That is the best part. And you guys contribute so much to that. And Indiana is so grateful for it, because you guys are traveling. I think one of you lives in the Louisville area and the other lives in Illinois.
Yep.
But, it ain't like you're going across town, and you sleep in hammocks. Hats off to both of you. I'm old and fat. I've got to have air conditioning, my CPAP, and a toilet right in the camper. That's just me.
Right. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's just one of the rallies we love, hammock camping, because the barn that we're in, it's got a nice breeze. We're close to the shower houses or whatever for some stinky asses if anybody needs something. But it's you come as you go. You just come with what you got. Like what you can fit in your bag. It reminds me of being an old Easy Rider magazine or movie where they just show up to the campground. They got what they got. They go if they need something. They just go somewhere. If they need a bath, they find a garden hose. Like just the old school biker / just chilling. That's what I love about that Indiana rally, because you can come as you are, come as you please, bring what you got. They don't care if you got a camper. They don't care if you got a tent. You're still gonna get the same brotherly love, because we're gonna come by your tent or your camper with that speaker blasted. And this year, me and Skittles, we have mics for the speakers, so y'all better watch out.
That is fantastic. I love
Yep, yep.
Yep.
Yeah, and what's great about Indiana Rally is it is located, that is perfectly right in the middle of the Midwest. And so that's why we love it, is it's easy for everybody to show up. That's a good one to go to. And Gilligan, I was listening to your speech. You were just saying about, being open-minded to some rallies and showing up and doing the third degree.
Mhm.
I totally know why you were saying that. And this comes off the heels of you and I at Ohio Rally. When we do our
Mhm.
degree work, our third degree, or leading up to whatever may ever come after that, I'll try to be easy here, is you and I have certain teachings that we really care about, and
Yes.
I'll say it, we're fucking electric. And I watched when
Yes.
you and
Exactly.
I were at Ohio Rally, people looked around who had never seen us perform, and they kind of like had
Yes.
this like jaw open of, shit, you can do that? Like, oh, you can do that.
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, so like get out, see some rallies. Like some guys are doing the degree work the exact same and adding some
Mhm.
electricity. And it's fun to see that and watch that and
Correct.
accumulate that and then take that all that in and then export that in your own way. It's a lot of fun.
Mhm. I was
Hey,
gonna tell you I was going to
the,
say after our Illinois rally, I had some people come up to us and just be like, "That's never really seen. They haven't seen us interact together." And we were doing our bike games for Illinois because we were in charge of it. And we
Mhm.
had the speaker, we had the mics, and we're standing there. We start off with our skillet toss, and there's like one or two ladies, but then you
Oh,
over
yeah.
there bringing like, hey, no, you gotta go. No, hey, you gotta
Yeah,
go.
calling
And then
people in.
everybody
Yeah.
was like just calling them in. But the comments we got after that was people were just like, man, the charisma you two have together on a mic, you just feed off of each other. And I was like, you should see us in branding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've been doing this together at the same position. I remember when we started outside the gate, and then we worked our way from base 1 to base 2 to base 3, and that's
Yeah.
over since 2016, 2017. It's taken
Yeah.
that long to kind of change. Sometimes I'm gonna go out there and say it. Sometimes people think that the biggest guy is always the best one to put there. And on the contrary, the biggest guy isn't always what you want. It's the person that has the knowledge or the ability to be able to get the message across. Does that
yes,
make sense?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I will
Yeah.
say that last year, I remember Skittles talking to a
Mhm.
newly branded brother by himself while he was dragging the PA speaker. And he come up to me and he said, I've never met this guy before, and he's not from here, but he's got all this knowledge. And said, and he looks relatively young. Like, well, young doesn't mean inexperienced.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We all have to start from somewhere.
Mm.
And I don't even know how old you guys are. I mean, from the looks of Gilligan's beard, I'm gonna say he's probably 40ish, but he's not.
I'm 43, son. 43.
Okay, well, I
Yeah.
mean, that's great. And
Yep.
you guys, and I tell people all the time that one of you, and I'm not sure which one it is, has you sponsor a softball team, and it's Nephilim.
Yeah. That's
That
Gilligan.
Yep.
that is absolutely amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I was gonna say my chapter sponsors our rec team, which I say rec means county team, like Little League, and then they also sponsor my travel ball team, which is a full time. We practice twice a week, games twice a month, and each Saturday in those games have anywhere from 3 to 4 games on a Saturday. So we're spending a lot of time putting a lot of light out there, and these girls understand what Freemasonry is, who a gentleman is, a strong, my character never falters, any of that, and those girls are seeing that, and that's why I do that, is because of the light that I get to put out to those girls.
yeah,
Hopefully,
and some of them people, some of them children, I don't know their home lives, and I'm not going to act like I do. but it gives them, just like you said, it gives them a light to look toward. And so the first time I seen it, I was like, that is amazing. I love that.
I was gonna say every Widow Sons chapter in their area, guarantee all they have to do is go to their local county ball team, little league, whatever, and say, "Hey, I want to I want to be a sponsor for your team." And all it takes is that your name's across the back of a jersey, or like my chapter did. I think it was 4 years ago. We spent $350, and they put a banner. I think it's 3.5 feet or 4 feet wide by 8 feet long on the fence, and it's been there for 4 years.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And
So
my chapter, or my Blue Lodge that I belong to in Lexington, Indiana, it's called English Lodge 622. It's not a very rich community, but there's several companies around there, and the English Shrine Club, they always sponsor it as well, because the kids got to have drinks, they've got to have waters, they've got to have snacks,
gotta have uniforms.
And yes, and it's one of those things of, we're not trying to be better than anyone else. We're trying to help the ones that are going to follow up after us. And when they're getting that, the when I say integrity into a small child, they do have that. They just don't know where it is yet.
Correct.
And I've watched the videos and stuff that you guys have done with the kids and stuff. That's what's going to happen after us if we keep the fire burning.
Yep. We definitely got to keep that fire burning, buddy.
Yeah.
I enjoy the softball with the kids, just like I enjoy getting to come to rally. I'm looking forward to Indiana rally, because I'm over here like, it's next weekend. It's not next weekend. I keep telling myself it's not next weekend. It's not next weekend. So Skittles, please don't go to Missouri first this coming up weekend before you go to Indiana.
Yeah, how did that happen anyway?
Gosh, dang it, dude. So it was 2 years that it happened. So the first year, I had a brand new bike that had GPS on it, and I started to type in the coordinates, and whatever the coordinates are, they're similar to the coordinates somewhere in Missouri, and it like autofills, like, do you mean this? And I just went, yeah, definitely, because I was so excited. Smash that button, let's go. I didn't realize, I live in Illinois, I didn't realize I was going the wrong direction until I was in Missouri. And so it took me about 2 days to go from Illinois to Indiana. So then the next year, everybody laughed at me. The next year, everybody started calling me 2 weeks before the rally, like just random brothers, be like, hey, Skittles, don't go to Missouri this year, ha ha ha. And I was like, oh, okay.
See you next
You're
weekend.
calling me, right? Yeah. You're obviously calling me the week of the rally. So, okay. So I was so focused. I'm going to Indiana this weekend. I'm going to this. It must be this weekend. And I went to Indiana. I got there and nobody was there. There was no Larry Case there. No, Gilligan wasn't there. Rooster wasn't there. I showed up to Indiana rally a week early.
Well,
and even
a tent.
He did. He's put his hammock up.
No.
Yep. I
In
made
the
the
goat
best
barn.
of it. Nobody was there. So I was like, well, I'll go get me a 6-pack and hang out and chill.
I still remember the first rally I showed up at Indiana. I showed up, I think it was like a Thursday night, Friday. So, yeah, it's somewhere. It was Thursday night or Friday night. And I didn't know where to go. Rooster's over there in the goat barn. I got my hammock out of my saddlebags. Rooster's got his hammock, and I think Skittles had his hammock. So we set it up in there.
Yeah.
Two Rivers came with us that year. They all had some hammocks, because we were like, you know what? Fuck it. We don't know what we're doing. We normally go to Mississippi and find some trees. We're like, we can go to Indiana. We'll find some trees. We found the goat barn. 7 years this year. We're still in that same goat barn. Nobody else comes over and takes it. Everybody already knows.
That's Gilligan. I remember when we first went to Indiana rally, it was like 3 weeks before the rally. We had heard about it. Like Rooster had mentioned, like we might have been at Illinois rally, and he was like, hey, 3 weeks from now is Indiana. And we're like, cool. Let's go to that. Like, just to say, it was so long ago that we started going. I don't think there was a goat calendar or there wasn't this social media presence. It was like it was a genuine like mouth to ear is how we
Yes.
like we just didn't even know it existed. We're like, oh whoa, Indiana rally, yeah, let's try that one out.
And I think when we first
And now
started coming
it's
to
grown.
Indiana, yeah, I was going to say, I think when we first started coming to Indiana, we got there like Friday night. We got there Friday night,
Yes.
and then we had Saturday during the day to hang out, and then we went home Sunday. And I remember after the second year, we were like, no, we got to get here on like Friday during the morning.
Thursday.
Or we're coming Thursday. And I think even last year, we were like, no, we need to come up Wednesday after we get off work. And that way we got all day Thursday, all day Friday, just because of the brotherly love and the way that rally is. They have the central location in the building where it's got the AC. They got all the tables. They got all their vendors, and it's just everything's there. It's centrally located, and you just have you don't really have to leave ever. Like you show up and you don't have to leave. The only time you do have to leave is for the Saturday morning Grandmaster's ride. I think that's what it is for you guys, right?
Yep.
But
And
I'm
I
looking
have
for
officially, and I normally I take my golf cart because my wife, her legs ain't long enough to touch the ground on the bike. But I take the golf cart because she can go back and forth to the campground to Scott Hall because she's very busy that day too. And I even asked her one year, I was like, we can take the bike, you can ride back and forth to Scott Hall, but don't wreck it. And she's like, nope, load the golf cart.
Yep.
Very good.
Speaking of golf, is there a golf course around that campground? I think I'm gonna have to find me a golf course around that campground.
Oh, I'm sure there is.
I'm going to say that there is several. I don't go. I golf for the same reason when I bowl is because they have drinks and people.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm not very good at either. Like when I ran an intermodal division in Indianapolis, we had a mandatory golf scramble, and I was handed golf clubs that looked like they'd been dipped in mud. They said, "Here, go do your best." And I walked out there with these two guys who were all dressed up, golf uniforms, or salespeople for people that we, transported freight for. And I walked up there. We all had our Bloody Marys because it was shotgun start 7 a.m. And they said, "Okay, you're going to be our handicap." I was like, "Do I look like a handicap?" So, yeah, you do. And I just owned it. Yeah.
Like, well, I'll give you at least one ball out of all 18. I'll give you one ball, one shot. That's it. That's what I'm showing up for.
And I'll be there
Nice.
Wednesday afternoon. I'm usually one of the first ones there just to see what's going on, to get with Jerry and get the buildings unlocked and things like that. And which I'm about 70 miles away, so it's not that far. But
well, all I ask. Go ahead. I was going to say, all I ask is if you could have a cold 12-pack of Miller High Life in the camper for when I show up, so that way I can have a cold brewski, then I can go set up and then go get beer.
Well, about the last 4 years, and my dad was a Mason, and his favorite drink was Miller High Life, and I've always took a 6-pack to rally. My dad's been gone since '89. But I always drink one because in his own way, he's there.
Yes. Yeah. Well, look, me and Skittles will help you carry on that tradition because we are a Miller High Life fans. That is the champagne of beers. Yep. If you put a lime in it, it's an American Rona, and it's a High Life for a low life.
We do it. Yeah, we do it, man. High life for the low life.
Yeah. Got to give a. Speaking of low life, I got to give a shout out to our backpack from this weekend and our hang around Janice. They did a really good job this weekend at Ohio, making sure that the libations were never empty.
Yeah, he ended up handing us 180 Miller High Lifes. Apparently, we drank Ohio dry or the county. We drank the county dry of Miller High Lifes that weekend.
Yes.
Let me work on that for you, brothers.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me work on that.
Perfect. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
And I did hear from several brothers from Indiana that went, which I just moved July 1st, and it's been
A whirlwind.
strenuous. Well, yeah, didn't move but 8 blocks,
Right.
but I'm actually planning on doing something in September at a Hardy Lake campground that you guys might be interested in. It's not considered a mini rally or nothing like that. Just for people to come together, we're going to rent a whole loop and do what widow sons do amongst ourselves. And it's open to anybody. I talked to the president of Ohio. I talked to the president of Kentucky. And I know they got a lot of things going on around that time as well. But your what I call sister chapters, your bordering states, if they can come, you're more than welcome to come. Whether it be tents, whether it be camping or just whatever, we like to eat good. I mean, you guys, I have to say, you guys are the leanest widow sons I know, but you walk around a lot. So you get your steps in.
Yeah.
Buddy,
And you're
we do
always
a lot
out.
we do a lot of eating. We do a lot of eating, but we also do a lot of chit chatting and talking. We got a lot of energy. We got to burn. We have to have a lot of food to burn that energy off.
And there is a degree that I talked about with you last year, both of you, that I would like to attend, and we'll talk about that on a different time. And it's a great time. You guys are full of wisdom, and it is always, always, always a pleasure to see all of our brothers in Indiana. And you've never failed to step up and say, where you need me at, just like in Blue Lodge.
Yes.
If they're shorthanded and you have people coming from other lodges, what do you need?
Yes.
I'll do anything you want.
Yes.
What do you need?
And we greatly appreciate that, because your education is the same as someone else's, but if it's worded differently, it can be taken differently depending on the way people understand stuff. And
I was gonna say, there's one thing I love about your state's degree work is the way that they get into character and the way that they dress for the degree work. It is fantastic. The first time I saw that, I was like, you know what? That is a fantastic way to do that degree work. It reminds me of Blue Lodge, a lot of Blue Lodge.
And I will say that 4 years ago, this is a little pun, that I was in the ritual group and I was much heavier then. So that my dress up regalia, for lack of a better word, it was rather snug. It was a little tight, but no, you guys are great. I can't wait to see both of you, and look forward to it. And we're going to eat good and have a great time.
And you always got, Indiana always has a very large silent auction, Chinese auction, whatever you want to call it. And they also have a very, very good live auction every year. I think a couple of years ago, y'all had a couple nice colored pew-pews that were black and gold that were engraved and stuff that went for pretty good money. Just remember, when you're coming, they do have some really cool things. They do have tattoo artists, so save your money. I use rallies as my vacations when I'm coming. That's my I take a vacation with my family. I take a vacation for myself. I take a vacation with my wife to keep my life happy. And my vacations for myself are my rallies. I get to go hang out with my brother Skittles. I get to go hang out with my brother Larry Case. We get to go to have some libations, enjoy a weekend together. And then, you know what? It may be a whole ass year before I get to hang out with you again if I don't get to go to another rally at the same rally as you do. But it's like we haven't been apart for the last 15.
Yeah. Yep. And it's like I said, you guys are phenomenal at what you do. And I know that this podcast requires a lot of work for both of you. And we greatly appreciate that, because that's how we get the word and the meaning of the Widow Sons out across the globe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, on a serious note, has anyone, I haven't seen any updates today on Wild Bill.
So last I heard on Wild Bill, he's not eating food, but he is having some milkshakes and he's on a liquid diet, and he's, I'll just be honest, it doesn't sound great, but he's a stubborn bastard is what
Yeah.
I'll say. So who knows? Like, honestly, like, if it was anybody else, I'd be thinking he's at the end of his rope, but we
No.
thought that 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so keep your prayers going. This
Oh, yeah.
kind of brother, he might come out of it. So
Yeah.
he's hanging on, man. He's fighting. And so we need prayer warriors for
Yep.
Wild Bill.
Well,
Yep.
and I will
agree
say
with that.
that in 24, I don't know why my background's so jacked up, but anyway, in
Yeah, you're good, brother.
24, it was a long night. Because about 4 o'clock in the morning, I was driving around on the golf cart to make sure the west gate was guarded, and I seen these long black boots hanging out of the back of a trailer up by Scott Hall, and I thought, I need to go check on him. And I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "I'm breathing," and that was all he said.
Yeah.
And then when I got up, I had bought a raffle item to him to make a gun holster. It's still in
Yeah.
my house. He made it. I'll always have it. Super good
Yeah.
guy. He did put I'm pretty sure it was a real diamond ring on my wife's finger. Just saying.
Yeah.
And we've still
The
got
big
that picture.
one?
I mean, there's the big one. Yeah.
Yeah, big one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she didn't know what to think. My wife's very quiet, but she has a great time up there. But you guys do great. You spread the word of Freemasonry and Widow Sons, what I call the correct way. I still, and I'm going to admit, Gilligan, when you told me when we was on that ride for Ashley down in Kentucky, you showed me a phone holder that goes on your bike that faces you, so you can do stuff down the road. I've lost it
Yes.
because I got a different phone.
I got you.
It's funny. We'll hook you
I'll
up.
send it
Right
your way.
on. Well,
Yeah. Go ahead,
Brother
Skittles.
Gilligan, before we close out or get out of here, do you have anything you want to add or say or bring up?
I do, brother. I have some words of wisdom. Keep it sunny side up. Travel like you do in your Blue Lodge as you do as a Widow Son. Put as many miles as you can on your bike by traveling to your Blue Lodge to create more Widow Sons, because the light is out there. They know who we are. Just make it bright. Just make it bright, brothers.
Live long, ride hard, and raise Masons.
Hell yeah, brother. And Brother Larry Case, before we close out of here, you got anything you want to add or bring up?
I want to thank everyone from everywhere, not just Indiana, that has given me insight, that has given me an instructive tongue, because I am nothing without the people that voted for me, that expected me to do a good job, and I have the utmost respect for them. And I want to see the Widow Sons grow healthy, and for us to go forward and spread the light of Masonry and Widow Sons.
Very good.
And I'll end with this. I always, always, always want our ladies to have a great ladies' night.
Yes.
Yes. Agree.
Very important.
Very good.
Agree.
Very good.
Brother Skittles, you have anything on your desk before we close tonight?
Yeah, two things. The first one is the Nephilim chapter within Illinois. We have it in our bylaws that you must attend half of your Blue Lodge meetings.
Yes.
Yep.
To me, that is a minimum, and I encourage all Widow Son chapters and states to think about that. And you don't have to do that exact, but you should take on something like that similar.
Yes.
I really want to see the Widow Sons be the leaders in Blue Lodge participation. And actually, Gilligan, I got one more oddball thing. This is actually kind of embarrassing. It's right behind me. Let me go grab it real quick.
Don't you?
No telling what he's going to pull out there, Gilligan.
The Ohio Brothers, I'm really embarrassed about this, but they made a Brokeback Mountain of me and Gilligan.
Oh my gosh.
I promised them that I would put it in the background of this podcast. So the Ohio brothers, your guys' sense of humor is right there up with mine. I think
Yep.
that's hilarious. So
And
there
they
it
even
is. Appreciate
they even
Ohio.
signed the back of it for us.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's freaking hilarious. You guys are great brothers, but that was a good time. Brother Larry, I tell you what, I cannot wait for Indiana Rally. That's my favorite. Go ahead, Brother Gilligan.
I was going to say, I do have one more plug to put in before we close out since we're so close. After Indiana Rally, I do believe it is the very next weekend on the 22nd. If you have nothing to do or you just want to come ride with Brother Skittles and Brother Gilligan, the very next weekend after Indiana, which is the 12th through the 15th, August 22nd, Nephilim is hosting their annual All-Timers Ride in Bloomington, Illinois. It will be an all-day event. Come check us out. There is a bike show. We're going to have a very nice scenic route led by our road captain, Brother Shorzy. So that is August 22nd. Kickstands up somewhere around 11, I do believe there's Skittles, or if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, that sounds right. August 22nd, Two Burning Tapers is having their chapters Nephilim riding event, and we'd love to see you guys there. If you guys need a place to stay, we've got hotels secured. Also, by the way, if you're a Widow Son's brother, go ahead and message us. I've got some land. We can get you some hammock or some tent camping. We've already got brothers from a few states showing up to this one, so this will be pretty big.
Yeah.
I will see what I can do to round up a herd, and we can discuss that at the rally as well, because part of the fellowship of doing that is, hey, what are you doing next weekend?
Yeah. Good point. That's true.
Come visit us.
Bloomington, Illinois is a day trip from where I'm at.
I was going to say, from the rally to Skittles' house or the area where we'll be is only like a 2 hour and 20 minute, 2 hour and 30 minute ride.
And that just depends on the speed limit and not the post.
Yep.
Factual.
Well, brothers, I greatly appreciate your time.
Yep. We appreciate
thank you, brother. We appreciate you.
Yep. And we can't wait to see you next weekend.
Hey,
not next weekend. 2 weekends. 2 weekends. Don't go early, Skittles. Don't pre-cum.
You might go early, brother. All right. I love you, brothers.
Love you guys.
Peace out, bub.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Have a